I am back for my last soup of my winter soup series, Soups On, where each month I show you how to make a different soup. I feel like I just said soup 6 times, and I did. So, anyway, it is February, and we are going to make a fabulous creamy tomato and cannellini bean soup. I love this because beans are so hearty, they keep you full for a long time. It's still very cold outside, but it's got that tomato edge to it. So it's kind of like the beans, because we're gonna blend up about half of them, it gives you kind of some creaminess. Well, we also are using cream, but it gives you some creaminess to the soup. And then we add the whole beans towards the end, so you still have like a bite of full beans. So it's a really nice kind of blended half and half type of soup. But here's how we start. We are gonna start, I've got 2 tablespoons of butter in my pan here, getting hot. I've got 1 white onion, diced up small, 1 carrot, diced up small, and 2 cloves of garlic, sliced thin. These do not have to be perfect or precise. I do want them small so they cook pretty evenly, but I don't need them to be beautiful because, sorry, I'm getting my little induction heater on. I don't need them to be beautiful because they are gonna get blended, so we don't have to worry about that. So I've got my oil pretty hot in this pan. I'm gonna add this veg in. Let's see, let's pump this up a little bit. The carrots, the celery, the garlic. That is nice. And we are going to saute this on kind of a medium-high heat. Like I've said in other videos, you know, when you're using garlic, you really do not want it to burn. You can't get that taste out. You have to start over if you've burnt your garlic. It becomes very bitter, very gross. So we're gonna let this soften up here for a couple of minutes. But while we do that, I could talk about these homemade croutons that I've made here, okay? So these croutons are super easy. They're great because they're crunchy, they're oily. I use salt and pepper on them, so they're seasoned. That's it. I don't put like garlic pepper, onion powder. I don't need any of that, just a salt and pepper crouton. And they're so easy, and they're so much better than the croutons in a bag, but just like, you just want to like chip your tooth on one of those, you know, they're horrible. These are great. You could even crisp these a little bit more if you wanted to use them like on a salad, but this is a great consistency for a soup. You know, it's got like a little bit of give, but it has definitely got crunch to it also. I probably should manhandle that. I'll set that to the side. And I love a crouton in a soup. I think it's wonderful. You know, my favorite soup, the classic French onion. I love a French onion soup. So I think a crouton is very yummy in a soup. Kind of gives you, you know, you can dunk your bread, or you can just throw your bread on top in little toasted croutons. So why not do that? What goes in this soup? So there's some hidden hidden, you're gonna see them, but you know, this is good for anybody who wants to beef up like some protein maybe, but maybe you're a vegetarian. Maybe you just don't want to have a chicken or beef soup, because we're using these nice white cannellini beans here, which are full of protein. Using spinach that we're going to wilt in at the end, a lot of it, because you know how spinach is. You put it in a pot and it becomes like, here's the whole package of spinach on this tablespoon, you know, it becomes itty bitty. Some tomato paste to give some tomato color, Parmesan cheese, cream, salt, pepper. It really is. There's not a lot to it. Some Italian herbs. I've got here some dried thyme, dried oregano, and dried basil. If I had dried parsley, I would put that in too. I love parsley in every application. I think parsley is very, well, it's used a lot, but I feel like it's underrated. I feel like parsley gives a really good kind of grassy, fresh punch to things. So I would use that if I had that, but I don't, and that's okay. Also, you can make this with a vegetable or chicken stock. That is up to you. I'm keeping it vegetarian friendly today, just for the heck of it. So I'm going to use the Better Than Bouillon, the premium, the seasoned vegetable base. This stuff is liquid gold. It is so, so, so delicious. They've already done all the work for you of making a vegetable stock, and it really, I mean, you really can't. I wish they would sponsor me. You can't. Do you think they'll ever see this? Sponsor me, Better Than Bouillon. I'll make videos for you. Just joke. No, I really would. So we're gonna use this in place of like chicken stock, because I think that in this recipe, you know, a meat stock is not needed. Okay, so we've got our vegetables. Nice little saute here. What we're gonna do next is I'm gonna throw these herbs in. Dried herbs need a little time to, what people say, bloom, right? So their oils have been dried out too, because they're dry. So they need a couple minutes to get kind of fragrant again, release like anything left that they've got in them, anything left they have to give. So we're gonna put those in there. It already smells nice. I mean, who doesn't like the scent of like onion, garlic cooking? This recipe calls for a 3/4 cup of tomato paste. I'm gonna put some of that in now. Let's see. I'm heavy-handed with tomato paste. That's probably more like a cup, but I'm okay with that. We're gonna cook kind of like the raw flavor out of this, if you will. I think tomato paste is such an excellent ingredient. It gives a really big depth of flavor to whatever you're making. When a recipe calls, honestly, when a recipe calls, and I've said this before, for a couple tablespoons of tomato paste, 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna add the entire small can. I think it makes your dishes taste more tomatoey, more earthy, more depth of flavor. And that's how I do it. You can also, of course, let this go for a couple minutes, occasionally stirring it. You know, and then what do you do when you have like leftover tomato paste? So I think a lot of people, they don't know what to do, and they're like, I have this can left, I don't know what I'm gonna do, and they pitch it. What's wrong with you? Do not do that. So what I do, and what is super easy to do, number one thing you can do is scrape all of this out into a Ziploc baggie, okay? Just throw it in your freezer. You can also take a piece of parchment paper, lay it out, put little blobs on your parchment paper, set it flat in the freezer like on a cookie sheet. When it freezes, pull those out, pluck those off your cookie sheet, throw them into a bag, and then you have little pre-measured scoops of tomato paste. It lasts for so long, and I think so many recipes call for just a couple tablespoons of tomato paste, and unless you're using the squeeze tube, people have a lot left, and they really don't know what to do with it. And I think a lot of it does get just pitched, and it's a shame because I think it's such a good ingredient. Okay, so I'm gonna let this go a couple of more minutes, and when I come back, we're gonna add our broth to this and half of our beans. And then we're gonna blitz this up, and I'll show you where we're at in a few minutes time. Hi guys, we are back. We have let our tomato paste and our vegetables cook down together for a while. They smell really, really super incredible. I mean, it smells like concentrated spaghetti sauce or something. At this point, I'm gonna put in 4 cups of my vegetable stock here. I let that tomato paste get kind of dark and sticky, but not to the burning stage, and that's where it's going to be really good and give you a really good depth of flavor. So that looks nice. We're also going to add our cannellini beans in at this point, but only half of them. Remember, because we're going to blend all of this, we only want half of our beans to go in. The other half are going to stay whole to give some body to this. This is also when I am going to put in half a cup of Parmesan cheese. That's going to get blended right in there. Yum. We're going to do some salt. Cheese is salty. Stock can be salty. So we're going to want to test for salt. I'm not going to do too much. I'm heavy-handed with black pepper, as you all probably know if you watch these videos. I measure black pepper with my heart, not with a measuring spoon. And my heart always says put more. So that's what I like to do. So what we're going to do is let this kind of, let's see, it's starting to combine here pretty nicely. I am going to, I don't even think I have to give it any time. We're just gonna, got it all kind of blended in here together. I'm gonna give this, if I can get that extra little bit of sauce off of there. You didn't see that, it's fine. But I am, before I blend, if I go out of frame and just for a second, gotta get my fork or my spoons here. I've done it again. It's so good. It's so good. Oh my goodness. That's delicious. Okay. So, we are going to, this is simmering. So what I'm gonna do is just blend this up with a stick blender. We did this in December with our Italian penicillin soup, where you can take this, ladle it out, put it in a blender, zhuzh it up, pour it back in. With hot liquid, not great. Like, you're just asking to burn yourself or to splash hot liquid all over the place. I would invest in one of these. They're like $30 or something. You can use it all the time for so many things, smoothies, sauces, you know, whatever. So I'm just going to put this in here and start. So give me a couple minutes with this. I'll be back. I'm going to just keep blending until all of this is smooth, and then the rest of this goes real fast and we'll finish it up. Be right back. Okay, you guys, so we have blended our beans and broth with all of our, you know, the tomato mixture with the vegetables that we had. So what you have at this point looks kind of like a cream of tomato soup, even though there's no cream in it yet, and it's beans, right? We are going at this point to add the rest of our cannellini beans for some body to this soup. Going to make it really nice. Spinach. You can omit this if you just want to be decadent and not put spinach in, but get some greens in where you can. So put them in there. They're good for you. They melt right into this soup, and you know, it's never a bad thing to have some green stuff in your body, you know. So, and I mean, this melts away almost, not away, it's in here, but it shrinks so rapidly because, you know, we're in a really hot pan here. Okay, so we've got that mixed in. The very last thing I'm gonna do is add some heavy cream in because, well, you know, we're doing something good for ourselves with spinach, so we might as well balance it out with something bad for ourselves with heavy whipping cream. I have taken about half a cup, 3/4 cup of soup out of the pot, and this is cooled down a little bit, and I'm going to mix this with my 3/4 cup of cream. Just mix it with my little knife here. And this is called tempering, right? So my cream is room temperature, which is very important. If you poured cold cream into this hot soup, it would seize up and it would break the soup, and it's hard to come back from that. I'll just put it that way. So we temper it, right? So we put this cream in with this little bit of hot soup. So the temperatures come down a whole lot. And then we can slowly, while we're stirring, incorporate that cream into the soup. Okay, this looks so good. This might be the best one of the season, guys. I might have saved the best for last. I mean, it smells like creamy pasta sauce or something. Let me grab a bowl and spoon. I'm going to show you what we do here. Just ladle some up. Very nice. You throw a couple of those homemade croutons on top. It's done. It's delicious. It's filling. It eats like a meal, and you will not be disappointed in this one. This is really, really good, and because of all those nice beans in there, it's going to keep you full for a long time, packed with protein. So thank you for coming along with me this winter doing my Soups on Soup series. I love to do this with you guys. I think it's a lot of fun. I get a lot of good feedback from it. Hang in there. Spring is on its way, we hope. And I will see you guys next winter. Thank you.